us. Therefore, without any further hesitation, we must proceed to offer every prayer to Chukwu Okike Abiyama, who said it in heaven. Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, nanyị nke bi n'eluigwe, ka aha gị dị nsọ, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee. All over this very planet that you created, they are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation, as only you ordained. That this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit, because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace. Under our command, O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. Ahadin sosine bigebi rone bigebi. He said,
you must listen to her. Of course, you must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
Fellow Nigerian, in search of excellence for Africa, my mission remains to create awareness, advance practical solutions, and transform mindsets via case studies. Together, let's midwife deliverance for our race, country, and continent. Please share this video. I am Dr. Israel Noyerem Davidson. Thank you. In 2001, US-led forces overthrew a Taliban-led Afghan government following the 9/11 attacks led by the Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden. For the next 20 years, the US and allies enforced democratic ideals, built up Afghan security forces, and provided operational air cover. The Taliban continued to attacks. Now, eventually, under President Trump, the US promised to pull out if Taliban agreed to stop attacks and hosting terrorist groups. Today, the Taliban militants have declared Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan and overrun most of the country at lightning speed with little or no resistance from the 300,000 US trained and heavily equipped Afghan forces. US general could not believe an army could crumble at that rate.
I did not, nor did anyone else, see a collapse of an army that size in 11 days. There'll be many postmortems on this topic, but right now is not that time.
It is believed the Afghan soldiers, though diehards, had unquenchable allegiance to jihadist ideologies practiced by Taliban. There were Afghan soldiers by day, Taliban at heart, and Taliban at night. A situation some suggest currently exists in Nigeria too. So Afghanistan was simply handed over to the mullahs to govern, based on their shared jihadist ideological leaning. The south and middle belt of Nigeria should wake up with urgency. The Afghan situation is cooking fast in Nigeria today. Afghanistan is number 1 on global terrorist list. Nigeria is number 3, second to Iraq.
But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you, that they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Ekpa, Biasika, and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuokike Abiama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora Eri, the same God of Owe Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not if you know what, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
How do you cage Nnamdi Kanu? In fact, I want to call that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. A freedom fight agitator who said that, look, he wants liberation for his people. Why are you incarcerating him? Why are you not going to arrest Fulani men? Look at the bomb blast in train blast in Abuja to Kaduna. Up to today, our people are still being kept by these bandits. Where are the security? Where is the president? Where is the security act to go out and rescue these people? Tell me what is happening. It is a shame. Tell me, Igboho, they went after him in the southwest and were able to stop him. At least we're not hearing about Igboho again. Why can't they stop these Fulani men who are terrorizing this country and have made it impossible? They come to Benue and kill. Just in my local government, within the space of 40 people have been killed. More than 40 people. In another local government, over 20 people were killed. And then you want me to keep quiet. They want to intimidate us. I will never be intimidated. At least, let me talk. If at the end nothing happens, and some of you are keeping quiet, keep quiet to your shame. But I want to say that the rest of Nigerians, you people are joking. I raised alarm in 2016 that these things were going to happen. What is it that I have not said? I have said it. If Nigerians want to get out of this, they should arise. Arise television, as your name implies. Arise and let us liberate ourselves. President Buhari and his cohorts are not able to do it.
Land of the rising sun, we love and cherish. Beloved homeland of our brave heroes, we must defend our lives, or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all of fools. But if the price is death for all we hold in, then let us die without a shred of fear. Hail to Biafra, consecrated nation. Oh, fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending thee shall be our dedication. Spilling our blood will count our privilege. The God which emboldens the free shall always be our flag of liberty.
IPOB one family. Biafrans all over the world. If we want safety and security for our people, then let's continue to support Eastern Security Network. All donations are welcome. No contribution is too small or too large. Do your part, knowing that freedom is in our hands and together we must all rise to the occasion. Go to our website to make your contribution, www.ipobinUSA.org/donate. And remember that freedom is not free, but together we restore it. Farm by farm, forest by forest, house by house, and street by street.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to this program today. This is live and direct on Voice of Biafra, 97.5 FM, live and direct on Enter Biafra Channel 1, Channel 2, live and direct on all Enter Biafra platform, live and direct on auto-piloted IPOB media platforms, live on Twitter, Twitch, and of course on other social media platforms. This evening, we have come to do justice to the man who tried to drag Biafrans or to drag some not Biafran, because Biafran doesn't support him. We have come to, to expose the Pandora document or the Pandora papers of Peter Obi. I want to make it very clear. Peter Obi, as an Igbo man, I do not have anything against Peter Obi personally. But as a Biafra agitator, and Peter Obi being an Igbo man contesting an election in Nigeria, I have problem with Peter Obi. And for those who always try to write me to stop talking about Peter Obi, I will not stop talking about Peter Obi until Peter Obi stop dragging Igbo name to Nigeria presidential election. And let me tell you, for those of you who will be saying, Atiku, where is Atiku? Where is Tinubu? Those people are Nigerians. They can contest election in North and in Lagos, but they cannot contest election in Biafra land. So they are not my problem. Atiku know very well that when we say no in Biafra land, it's no. So it's not a problem to me. He's a Fulani man. He is one of those who have destroyed Nigeria with his fraud and criminality. So Atiku is not my problem. Tinubu is not my problem. My problem is an Igbo man who have benefited from the Nigerian national cake. It does not matter whether P2B was a businessman before becoming the governor of Anambra State. I want to expose something to you today. I want you to bring all the 0.001% of Biafrans that are supporting P2B, because you are not up to 1%. So I want you to invite them. I want to expose something about P2B today. You know, some of you, and any day, P2B begin to talk about the life of Biafrans, from the life of Ndi Igbo matters, I will begin to retract my step. But for now, I will continue to puncture him and punch him and puncture his tire every now and then. And today happens to be one of the days that I'm going to puncture the tire of P2B. And I will try to make this broadcast as very short as possible, so that some of them will have the patience to watch and listening to how I will puncture his tire this evening. I want you to understand that P2B this evening, what you are going to know about P2B this evening is one, P2B is contesting to become the president of Nigeria because, according to him, he is not rich enough. P2B is not rich enough. And that is the reason why he has come to contest for the president of Nigeria, so he can enrich himself the more. I am going to make you understand why. P2B was asked, you have investment of $500 million in Pandora. P2B responded that if he have that kind of money, he will not be here. So those of you shouting P2B, 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 I am just telling you that this night we will puncture his tire. So what P2B tried to tell you is that if P2B have money of up to $500 million, he will not waste his time to come and contest presidential election in Nigeria. We're going to refresh. You're welcome back. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I say? I want you to invite the P2B 0.001% of them, and they come and listen to P2B, because I am not going to say it myself. So I want all of you to listen to the man you call P2B. We come with evidence. We don't make allegation against anybody. When we talk with evidence. So I have come to show you the evidence of P2B coming to become a president because he do not have enough money. So he wants his own share. So I want everybody to listen to him.
Of the leaked Pandora paper, former Governor Peter Obi has been hard-pressed. The revelations on his secret business dealings overseas. Similar document leaks before it, the Pandora, to expose the concealed fortunes in offshore tax havens, and in some cases, money laundering by some of the most powerful people in the world. But in a statement, Obi dismissed a report by Premium Times, which disclosed that the former governor had concealed a number of offshore businesses and investments when he was at the helm of affairs in Anambra State. According to Musikili Umajid, editor-in-chief of Premium Times, Obi may have violated the Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act by not declaring his or that of his family's beneficial ownership in the said assets. Majid, who was on the show last week, added that the former governor flouted the Nigerian constitution by operating a foreign bank account while in office and may have concealed his offshore investments to avoid tax. Well, in our time-honored tradition of giving all sides a right of reply, we're now being joined by Peter Obi, former Anambra State Governor, to give us his side of the story on the allegations made against him by Premium Times. Good morning, Mr. Obi, and thank you for coming on the morning show.
Good morning for inviting me here. Well, good morning to the viewers.
Well, the obvious question to ask is, are you guilty as charged? Because you were named in the latest scandal, Pandora Papers, as one of those involved in setting up a secret company for the purpose of money laundering, illegal purchase of properties overseas, while you were in office as governor of Anambra State.
Now, I want to categorically say this evening that the question is, you were involved in illegal purchase of properties overseas while you were in the office. And I want you to listen, because you know, before we go into this, addressing this issue now, I want you to know why this case we're not taking serious. Let me show you. I'm going to tell you the reason the case we're not taking very seriously. You know, some of you don't understand what is going on. Okay? So I'm going to this evening. You know, what we do is that we come and you get brain. Your brain will be open and you'll be thinking like a human being. Now, before we go into analyzing this Obi, I want you all to understand that I can never leave Obi alone until Obi leave Biafra alone. I can never leave him alone. Now, why this particular Obi scandal and the Pandora died without investigation is because a lot of criminals like Obi were involved in this particular scandal. So if you look at this particular Guardian newspaper, this Guardian reported that Pandora Papers throwing stone in a marketplace. So before the leaking of this Pandora, they have warned the whistleblower that if you leak this particular Pandora document, you do not know who the stone is going to hit in the market, because almost all of them in Nigeria committed a crime. Obi was one of them. So it is because of this particular headline you see here, throwing stone in the market. Now, let us even go and read what this particular report say. This report say, the release of the much talked about controversial Pandora Papers is akin to throwing stone in a marketplace which could fall on an innocent person. I do not know how, somebody who do not have a document or who do not have account or who do not have property, offshore account and all that will now become a victim. This is not about throwing stone. You must have the property. Your name must be in the document for your name to be mentioned. So Pandora document is not a marketplace where you throw stone and they land on anybody's head. So anybody that the stone land on his head means that the person have his name or her name in Pandora document. So Obi is one of those. Now, because Obi name was one of the big names that was mentioned because he was a running mate to Atiku in 2019. So everybody became scared that if this document is released just because of Obi, a lot of people will land in trouble. And somebody say I should leave Obi and focus on the enemy. Obi is my enemy. As I'm talking to you, anybody that is talking about one Nigeria is my enemy. If Obi is not my enemy, who else is my enemy? In fact, let me tell you, Obi is bigger enemy than the Fulanis today. Because if Obi abandoned the presidential election as a result of the cleansing, ethnic cleansing, genocide happening in Igbo land today, we have won this war by 30%. So if somebody whose involvement validates the killings of our people in Imo State, which means he is very comfortable with Nigeria. If somebody whose involvement in election validates all the cries of Ohaneze Ndigbo, including this cry now, let me also show you. So I want you to understand that when I am talking about Obi, I am not just talking, sarcastic. I'm not just being stupid. You understand me?
It's a gathering of leaders from the southeast region led by the President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo,
validate whatever these people were shouting
his first official public appearance since his country home was attacked by gunmen weeks ago.
So, if I do not talk about Obi,
for this
who
meeting
else
to
will I
chart a
talk
course
about?
for Ndigbo's here at the banquet hall of the Imo State Government House as the governor of the state, Hope Uzodimma,
Everything
rulers,
concerned
politicians and others.
Is what Obi
top on the agenda is the 2023 presidency, the release
because
of the proscribed IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu, insecurity in the zone,
here, you see,
and one after the other,
meeting,
the leaders express their views.
Everyone knows that if there is anything Ndigbo craves, it is for one of their own to become the president of Nigeria. We have both material and human resource to lead the country.
And they are begging that Ndigbo should become the president of Nigeria, while Ndigbo actually have a better chance to rule themselves. Ndigbo must not be president of Nigeria. Okay? Ndigbo must not be president of Nigeria. Ndigbo have a better chance to rule themselves, become the Japan of Africa, become the Japan of the entire Africa. Ndigbo can become even more than Dubai. So why would you have this opportunity to be one of the best and you choose to be a president of Obi? Obi that used the money he should have used to build Anambra and invest it in his bank. He didn't build road. He didn't build hospital. He invested the money in the bank where he was the director. It is not enough. Obi went and invest the money and used it to buy property in offshore. And the name is Pandora document. That is what I have come to do today. And let me tell Nigerians, the reason why Obi did not go down for it was because they say, do not throw stone in the market because of Obi. So if the stone had been thrown, everybody, some of them will go down. So they don't want to throw this stone because just Obi. So they bring Obi issue out. But there are so many of them who also have the Pandora document. Now, what Obi said will shock you. Obi admitted that he invested in Pandora because of advice given to him by banks. That is not excuse in criminal offense. That somebody advised you is not excuse in criminal offense. So if the action of Obi is a crime against the Nigerian state, the excuse is not that somebody advised you to do it and somebody told you it is not against the law. The person who told you, is he a Nigerian lawyer? Did he know Nigerian law? That is what I have come to do this evening. So I have just given you a background. Why this Pandora document on this Pandora case died a natural death is because Obi is not the only one involved. That is why they reported do not throw stone. Now, having listened to why you did not hear the Pandora again, let us go back to B's interview. Because when we come here, we give you sense, okay? Let us go back to Obi for you to understand what we are talking about, because some of you are ignorant. And when we are talking about when we are discussing issue that has to do with intellectual capacity, don't come and put your mouth if you are not sensible, okay? Now listen and listen very attentively. I want everyone to listen.
On the morning show.
Good morning for inviting me here.
Well,
good morning to the viewers.
Well, the obvious question to ask, are you guilty as charged? Because you were named latest scandal, Pandora Papers, as one of those involved in setting up a secret company for the purpose of money laundering.
A secret company.
Overseas.
Purpose of money laundering.
As governor of Anambra.
And that is what it is.
Well, thank you. Number one is that I'm not guilty.
Number one is that he is not guilty as charged. And let me inform you that Obi not guilty was not actually real. The real say he is not guilty will shock you. Now listen to him.
Trust company is a legitimate vehicle used everywhere globally for investment, savings, and estate planning purposes.
Did you hear that? That the trust company is what is used globally. Who said that it is not being used globally? Who said that trust company is not being used globally? That is why everybody is there. It is being used globally. But the question is the legitimacy of you as a Nigerian serving governor investing in that your globally used company. That is the question here. Now let us listen to him.
It's allowed by law everywhere.
He said it is allowed by law everywhere. We are not talking about everywhere law. We are talking about the law of Nigeria, the Nigeria Constitution and the Nigeria Criminal Code, and all laws in Nigeria. That is what we are talking about. We are not talking about the laws everywhere. What does the Nigerian law say?
In my particular case and that of my family, it was done on very valuable advice of our then bankers.
Are you hearing that? Obi is telling you now that him investing in Pandora, it was as a result of advice he received from the then bankers. He received from the... So what Obi is telling you now is that, please, this crime, I didn't know I was committing crime. I received this particular advice from a banker whom I believe he was advising me right. But does that mean that the action of investing in Pandora document or Pandora property or this offshore property, does it violate Nigerian law? Does it violate Nigerian law? And does it violate the laws on money laundering? That is the question. The question is not whether somebody advised you. So I want you people to listen to the corny answer of Obi. Obi admitted. Obi admitted he invested as a result of advice he received from bankers. So the question now is, this advice that Obi received from bankers, does it violate Nigerian law? And I want you to understand the reason why nobody is talking about this thing is because Nigeria is a criminal country. Obi himself said it. Obi said Nigeria is criminalized, is a criminalized country. He said it himself. So the reason why nobody is talking about this particular Pandora document is because a lot of people are involved. So if you go for Obi, you are going to expose some many Fulanis like Atiku and Co. So they don't want it to, they don't want people to talk about it. Otherwise, ask yourself, is this a defense? Is what Obi said now a defense? Because he's not telling you that a banker advised him. So do you understand what I'm saying? Excuses is not acceptable in criminal offense. I don't know. It's an excuse. Somebody advised me. It's not an excuse. After all, the people who facilitate the offshore account and all that are bankers. So the question is, this particular investment of Obi, does it violate Nigerian law? That is the question. It does not matter who advised you and who did not advise you. So Obi admitted of offshore. Now, this is a man, even though he is importing this and importing that, he used the money he should have used to develop Anambra State to invest. A typical business Igbo man, as they call them. He used it to invest. When he was leaving, he said he left money. Money was in the bank account of Anambra State for the next governor, Obiano, to come to squander it. Because he is not a leader. He is a saver. A financial, I don't know whether I would call him economist. Even economist, what are you doing if you can save 75 billion for somebody to come and squander it? There is no electricity. There is no road network in Anambra. There is no hospital, equipped hospital. There is no school that is well equipped. Everything is complete rubbish. And then you use the money to run your banking business. Only for somebody the same Obi to come today and tell you he is the economics. He wants to save Nigerian money. So if Obi become the president to the detriment of Ndigbo, and Obi become president for against your own freedom, Obi will go to Abuja and they say, oh, immigration, you are losing a lot of money to print Nigeria passport. How much do you use to print Nigeria passport? They say they are using 1 billion to print Nigeria passport. Okay, let us minimize the pages so we can save 500,000 or 500 million. We will cut 500 million there. Obi will go to custom. How much do you generate in Nigeria Port Authority? We generate this amount. Okay, now can we increase it so that you will make more money from there? How much is so you will go there and start saving money. Because when they are talking about this thing, it baffles me. Look at him here, admitting that he invested in the offshore company from the advice he got from his banker. Now listen to him again.
Thank you. Number one is that I'm not guilty. Trust company is a legitimate vehicle used everywhere globally for investment, savings, and estate planning purposes. is allowed by law everywhere.
All right.
In my particular case and of my family, it was done on very valuable advice of our then bankers.
Listen to that too. In the case of him and his families, which means I'm going to read the paper here. It means that his family also were involved because I have read the document where the daughter's name was mentioned. So it was because of valuable advice from bankers. So that valuable advice, does it break Nigerian law? Was it a breach of the Nigerian law for you as a sitting governor to invest in an offshore company?
In my particular case and that of my family, it was done on very valuable advice of our then bankers, Lloyds TSB. This is what they did to all their international clients.
Are you hearing that? Obi is relying his defense on the advice he received from a company or from bankers that may not even be Nigerians. And he said, this is what they did to all their international clients. Who care? Who care what they do to international clients? Who care what they advise to other international clients? Who care how they handle the international client? Nobody care. The only thing we care is, what did you do with Anambra State money? That is all we care. Who care about this is how they do it? International clients are not Nigerians. Some of them are Nigerians, of course. Some of them that you don't want their name to be mentioned. So I want to inform Biafrans today that Obi's name and Obi have admitted to have committed the crime of Pandora. And he is justifying this crime as a result of advice he received. And this is a man who everybody is shouting for now. I don't need to go to Tinubu. You people know how he carry a bullion van. I do not need to go to Atiku. You also know what Atiku is. But this is Nigeria for you. And they call them the three best. Three best. Their hands are not clean. Three best. They use Nigeria money, invest it in abroad. Atiku own was about $40 million the last time. But that is not why I'm here. Now, I want to now tell you that Obi actually haven't gotten rich enough. That is why he decided to go into presidential campaign, to possibly become the president, so he can now enrich himself to get $500 million. I want you to listen to this.
Who operated at the time I lived in the UK, they will help you to see that you formulate a trust company.
Are you hearing that? He said in the UK, let us go back again. The question now is that, how conversant is this company in the UK? How conversant are they with the Nigerian law?
All their international clients who operated at the time I lived in the UK, they will help you to see that you formulate a trust company.
Are you hearing that? Who, the time he lived in the UK, and he was the governor of Anambra State and owning company, offshore company, and investment against Nigerian law. Listen.
Offshore, and that is what we did. This company,
and that is what we did,
was never used to launder money.
This company was never used to launder money. It is not whether you launder the money or you don't launder money. Did you open an account and did you have investment in offshore? Whether you launder money or you don't launder money is secondary, because that is, part of the crime. The main crime is that, did you invest, did you create any offshore company? Did you invest in a trust account? Did you invest? Did you make a Pandora? Do you have any asset in Pandora? That's all. Then we begin to talk about the money movement. The money movement is the secondary part of the crime.
Before, during, and after till date, So it wasn't used anytime I was in office for anything.
It wasn't used anytime you are in the office for anything. So what is the essence of the company? You know, it wasn't used anytime. What is the essence of the company?
2, it was never used to buy property before I went into office. During the time I was in office and after the time I was in office, it was strictly trust company, that savings and family planning that was strictly used to support our borrowings, which we even invested.
To support your borrowing. Are you hearing this man? This man said the money, the account was never used to purchase anything. It was never used to launder money. It was never used for anything. And then he went further to say it was used for family saving and to support borrowing. My people, are you hearing that? What this man is telling you now is that, let me tell you how this crime works. You know, some of them don't know. Let me tell you how the crime works. So what this man did now is that he told you that the money was never used for anything, okay? Or the account was never used for anything. He said it's for family savings and family planning. So, and the account were only used to support borrowing. Whatever the hell that one means, I don't know. But let me tell you, from an experienced person in this kind of crime, because I have been involved, you know, in investigating crime like this. But let me tell you how this thing works. So if he come now to, you know, he opened this account, he call it his trust account and all that, and to him is for family planning and for savings and all that. So the account has never purchased anything. The account has never laundered money, but the account was used to support borrowing, which means the borrowing is happening somewhere else. Okay? The money will be moved to this particular trust account, and then, you know, he called it savings. So the money will be borrowed by a different company, and that money from that trust account will be moved to support that borrowing. Do you see the circumvention of the law? Do you see how the money is being laundered? So actually, the money that Obi is talking that he did not launder money through this account was a lie. He laundered money. And the way money was laundered was when he go using another company to borrow money and then use this particular trust account to support the borrowing. That is laundering. Do you understand me? Do you understand the money, the way the money was laundered? Because the money, I do not understand what he's trying to say. Anyway, you have a company. The company borrow money. And then you have account somewhere. The account now is what you use. So then basically, Obi is using the offshore account to service the borrowing from another company. And he said it is not money laundering. Do you understand? So Obi did, instead of Obi moving money directly to the account, to the company, you know, he will be busted. So what did he do? He used the company to borrow money. I used the trust account to pay the borrowing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you understanding me? I have to explain it better. So that he said it himself, I didn't say it. Okay? Because the point is that all these sneak and poop professors and all, they will never understand this thing, you know. So you need to be in an international level of how this thing is working for you to understand it. Ordinary person will never, even the way he explained it now, he did not know that he have actually exposed himself. Okay? So what did he say? He said that company was never used to purchase anything, right? And he's correct. It was never used to launder money, but that is a lie. Because he actually admitted that the account was used to launder money. How did this happen? He borrowed money from another account through another, using a different company. Instead of, you know, sending the money he's sending as a family planning or family saving, using it to fund the company, he didn't do that. So what he did is to borrow money using a company name. So when he borrowed that money, he uses this offshore company or account to service the borrowing. I want you to listen to it again.
Office for anything. This company was never used to launder money.
That is a lie. That is a lie.
During and after till date.
Okay.
So it wasn't used anytime I was in office for anything.
Now listen.
2, it was never used to buy property.
Okay.
Before I went into office.
Okay.
During the time I was in office and after time I was in office.
All right. Now listen.
Trust company that savings and family planning that was strictly used to support our borrowings, which we even invested in this country.
Are you hearing that? That account was used to support borrowing, which he further said was used or have been invested in Nigeria. It does not matter where you invested it. When you say you invested in Nigeria, everybody will say, "Oh, leave him." Yes, after all, he invested it in Nigeria. He didn't invest it in Nigeria. It's a lie. It's a lie. He didn't invest it in Nigeria. He has committed crime. The crime he committed is the crime of money laundering. He laundered the money. He will put the money in the saving of that account instead of because he know if he sent the money directly to the company to use it, he will be busted. So what did he do? He first of all he put the money in an offshore as family saving and use it to service debt. So let us say that he will borrow £1 million. He was boasting about borrowing, having overdraft of £1 million and all that. So he will now use the company to borrow, let's say, £1 million. And then he will use the offshore company to service the £1 million. Is that not money laundering? If that not what money laundering is, what else is money laundering? The money laundering is that you acquire wealth, you somehow you have money that is not genuine because the offshore company is definitely not a clean and not a public saving. So it is also a secret saving. And that secret saving is called the offshore. Now, for the fact that you open an offshore company against the Nigeria financial law or whatever they call it, you have committed a crime because the money there is not accounted for in Nigeria. And he went in his defense. He said he has paid over $20 million or so, or 20 billion or whatever in tax. Nobody cares about how much you pay in tax. What has happened here is that you have laundered money. Money laundering, complete. That is the definition of money laundering is this. This is the definition of money laundering. The definition of money laundering is that Obi have a company and Obi have an offshore account, which he called a trust account. And Obi is using a company to borrow money. And Obi move Anambra money to the offshore account. And they call it family savings for family planning. And Obi move Anambra state money to that account. And Obi use that account to fund the borrowing and the debt that the company have collected. That is money laundering. If you have any other explanation to explain why this is not money laundering, tell me. But you know why this case is dying off? Because he is not the only one involved in it. So let us listen and hear as he kill and nail himself.
So it wasn't used anytime there was enough for anything. 2, it was never used to buy property. Before I went into office, during the time I was in office, and after time I was in office, it was strictly trust company that savings and family planning that was strictly used to support our borrowings, which we even invested in this country. And
I want you to underline that particular word, that this offshore company or offshore account or trust account was not used for anything other than to support their borrowing, which was invested in Nigeria. Do you understand? That is money laundering, my people.
And they are facts. They're not things that you can.
You see, that was how Obi shaded away the Pandora document. This is crime. And he is going to do it again, again, and again. And if he becomes a president, he will never care for Ndigbo. This is a man that you are asking me to keep quiet and entrust my freedom and the freedom of my people for the next 8 years. Never. It's not like, we just have to expose him. So you want me to ask this man to go just to Aso Rock and forget Biafra struggle, forget Biafra freedom? Are you stupid?
According to confidential information, you have about $500 million squirreled away in the British Virgin Islands and in Switzerland. Can this amount be described as legitimate earning?
Well,
listen to that question. And this amount is legitimate earning. He says it's for family planning. Now listen.
I don't think I would even be here if I had that type of money.
Did you hear that? Obi say he will not be here if he had that kind of money. So if Obi have like $500 million, Obi say he will not be here campaigning to become the president of Nigeria. So he is looking to make more. It is all about money. You hear him? He said, if I have such money, I will not be here. So tell me, he is not actually here to come and salvage Nigeria. He is not here to actually come to save Nigeria because Nigeria cannot be saved. Nobody can. Even Okonjo Iweala's son have said it. If my own doesn't make sense to you, his own and other erudite people will make sense. He said, if he has such money, he will not be here. Listen to it again. I didn't say it.
Well, according to confidential information, you have about $500 million squirreled away in the British Virgin Islands and in Switzerland. Can this amount be described as legitimate earning?
You hear that? According to a report, you have about $500 million in British Virgin Island and whatever, And then the question was, could you say that this is a legitimate money? Listen to what Obi have to say.
Well, I wish, I don't think I would even be here if I had that type of money.
You say, I wish I wouldn't even be here if I had that kind of money. So it's become his aspiration to become the Nigeria president is not because Nigeria is going to work. No. And if he had money like Trump, for example, he will not be here looking for Nigeria president. But Trump of America, with all his money, he wanted to become a president, to do something. So if Peter Obi is rich like Trump, he would not be wasting his time. That is what he's telling you. He said, if I have such money, I will not be here. And I agree with him. Because nobody can actually, salvage Nigeria. Nobody. So we are going to listen to it again.
Information. You have about $500 million squirreled away in the British Virgin Islands and in Switzerland. Can this amount be described as legitimate earning?
Well, I wish, I don't think I would even be here if I had that type of money.
Okay.
But let me tell you, when people banding money, we talk about money and size of money here.
Okay.
It's because we're not a productive country. People don't work for their money. So we find it difficult to understand value of money. And I'll take time to explain.
I don't understand. What has this particular question has to do with being a productive country? That is, Obi knows nothing about Nigeria. Everything you ask him, even when you think this man is sensible, he will make the biggest blunder. On a simple question, is this money a legitimate money? No, I don't have that kind of money. If I have it, I will not be here. And then he turn around and begin to talk about Nigeria being a productive country and not being a productive country. Hi, Chineke God. Now let us listen to him. I want to repeat and repeat and repeat so that it will sink into the head of many of you.
To support our borrowings, which we even invested in this country. And they are facts. They're not in the can. That's it.
Right.
So,
well, according to confidential information, you have about $500 million squirreled away in the British Virgin Islands and in Switzerland. Can this amount be described as legitimate earning?
Well, I wish, I don't think I would even be here if I had that type of money.
Okay.
But let me tell you, when people banding money, we talk about money and size of money here, it's because we're not a productive country.
All right. Now tell me, what is this thing has to do with the question?
To understand value of money. And I'll take time to explain this to you. Globally today, the world population is 7,750,000,000.
Jesus Christ.
Out of which,
you want to confuse them?
Only 37.5 million is worth $1 million. That is 0.05%. Only 3 million, which is 0.04%, is worth 10 million. Only 300,000 is worth $25 million, which is 0.004%. So when people call these figures, it's alarming.
Okay.
Because of the fact that we live in a country where people make money they don't need and everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you go anywhere near this company being mentioned, is accounts, everything globally, and find more than about 3%, 3% of the value you mentioned now.
He said that 3%. He said if you found more than 3% of $500 million, $500 million. so Obi is saying that anyway, you can find 3% of the $1 billion. So you can use your calculator and check the 3% of $500 million and know how much it give you. Let us continue.
3%, I'm talking about $15 million, out of which 70% is supporting a loan of investment in this country.
Are you hearing that? So Obi is telling you that in that particular offshore account, which is the family saving, which is a family saving, which is a family saving, Obi is telling you that they have about $15 million for for the family saving in that trust account. And that $15 million is what he is using to service the loan that he has borrowed to invest in Nigeria. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Now, ask Obi, where did that $15 million come from? No, that is the question. Is saving, right? As a governor in Anambra State, is your earning as a governor, can you have 15 million after 8 years, $50 million as a governor? Can you have $50 million as a governor after serving as a governor? When you collect your whatever that is entitlement and all that, can you get up to $15 million in the 8 years? This is the one he said, though. We don't know the one he did not say. We don't know other property that nobody knows about. But can Obi tell you how did he manage to save $15 million as a governor of Anambra State? Because he's telling you now, and that is after he has used the money to service debt too, because he said the account is used to support debt, to support borrowing. So which means since the time he was the governor up to that point, when up to today, he's talking about $15 million there, he has been using that account to support the borrowing. And you know what you know how this money laundering works. So when he borrowed that money, he used this account to fund it. He will never repay back to the savings account from that money. That is you don't understand. So he will borrow the money. He will use the money in the trust account to furnish the borrowing. He will never repay back from that particular company. No. If money is coming to that account, is coming as a savings account, as a savings from a different money. So it's not like he used that savings account to borrow the company so that company will pay back. Do you understand what I'm saying? So why am I doing this? I am doing this for you to understand that everybody that is interested in Nigeria politics are all criminals. All of them. From OB to the lowest person, they are only targeting one thing. The reason for this exposition today is to tell you that anybody who comes to deceive you that OB will get you Biafra, the person is a lunatic. And for you to understand that anybody who is talking about the Nigeria election, the person have one target. Only one target. Only one reason. Not to make you, not to build electricity, not to build road, not only one target. The target is more wealth to enrich himself or herself. That's all. That is the reason why Obi is telling you that if he has such money, he will not be here. But it's a lie. Even if he have it, he will still come because he wants to be the richest man in Africa. Obi will want to be the richest. Obi want to be richer than Dangote. So why will he not come, even if he has such money? It can never be enough for them. No matter how rich these people, they want to loot Nigeria. They want to loot. They want to be in command and control of the Nigeria wealth. So Obi saying that if he has such money, he will not be here, is to show you that every of this person, every one of them have one thing in mind, which is to go into Nigeria politics to enrich themselves. Because that is the only thing that in Nigeria have to offer. Corruption, bribery, looting, what have you. Nobody is holding you accountable for anything. You can imagine where a man like this is denying having involved in money laundering. And at the same time, admitting that he has been, his company is also, he didn't even know that he has actually exposed himself, you know, because the explanation he gave here is exactly a definition of money laundering. When you save, you use the one to service the debt, it's money laundering. Because you don't want the money to go directly to the company while you were the governor of Anambra State. Because if you do it, you have, you know, it is a direct red-handed. So he first of all saved the money in family savings and then transferred the money from the savings account, from the trust account to service the debt. That is money laundering. And he's admitting it here without even knowing. That is how bad things are. And the point is that even the journalists, everybody in Nigeria know that this was actually a crime. And it made headline in the news everywhere. It was a crime. Well, nobody have tried Obi. Do you know the reason why Obi have not been tried is because Fulanis are involved. Atiku and Co. All of them have this Pandora document. So if Obi is busted, the secret of everybody will come out. So you see him now shedding away from the question, just talking anyhow. You know, just talk anyhow and live there. Nobody can do you anything. They are all Yahoo. Original Yahoo people.
Yeah, confiscate everything. Even confiscate everything I have in my life. This. You know what $500 billion today in Nigeria is almost 300 billion naira.
Okay.
And governor received was under 5 billion, out of which I say 15%, 75 billion. That is what talking about.
Are you hearing that?
Why people call figures, yeah. And that's why people try to make they don't need. What do you need that type of money for? Why do you have to do that? The money, the trust company is there. And one of the challenges I'm going to throw today is to ask you and some other people to select 1, 2, 3, 4 persons that have foot their bill to follow the trail of this company to where it is today. And see who gave the advice, how we can please 5% of that.
You see, he is still talking about who give the advice. In this kind of thing, it is very, very important. Obi is still telling you who gave the advice. because that is the only defense. That is, I think is making sense. You know, who gave the advice? He is much interested in telling you who gave this advice. Now, I do not need to go, I did not need to go further. Let me refresh. All right. Now, Pandora Papers, P2B implicated in global tax evasion. In global tax evasion. And of course, you can see his head here. Okay. The former governor of Anambra State, P2B, has been named in a global tax evasion scandal and investigative reporting carried out by more than 600 journalists in 117 countries. I want you to understand, 600 journalists, all the 600 journalists, P2B name was there. And the 600 journalists are all liars. You see, you see, do you understand? All these 600 journalists from 117 countries, they all lied. Only P2B, according to him, did not break the law because he believed somebody advised him that this particular investment is not against the law. Okay? Do you understand? He said, I received advice to open this offshore company, open this offshore account. It's a trust account. The person who gave the advice is very good and all that. 600 journalists investigated it. Now, the BBC writes that the Pandora Papers is a leak of almost 12 million documents that revealed hidden wealth, tax avoidance, and in some cases, money laundering by some of the world rich and powerful. The Pandora Papers details how rich and powerful individuals from across the world, including more than 330 politicians from 90 countries, launder money by setting up business in tax haven like Cayman Island, the British Virgin Islands, as well as in countries like Switzerland and Singapore. I have just told you now from the word of P2B how he laundered his own money. He confessed himself. He confessed by himself. Now, these places are called tax haven because it is easy to set up companies. They have laws that make it difficult to find owners of companies or no corporation tax with their jurisdiction. Are you listening to that? According to Premium Times, a Nigerian publication that was part of the global investigation by the International Consortium of Investigative Umbrella in Washington, D.C., Obi discreetly set up a company called Gabriela Investment Limited in the British Virgin Islands. Are you all listening? He named Limited after his daughter, Gabriela Mwamaka. Obi, the online newspaper, first approached Access International, a secrecy enabler in Monaco, France, to help him incorporate an offshore entity. 107. This is the man is coming to telling you this one, this one. Do you understand? And that is exactly how this thing is happening. All of them today are shouting, Obi this, Obi that. I want you to read. Access International then contracted a local registered agent, Aleman, Caro, Galindo, and the Lead Trust BVI Limited, Alcogal, to set up Gabriela Investment Limited for Peter Obi. Gabriela Investment Limited was born on November 17, 2010. 2010. On the same day the company was incorporated, the nominee director met and issued 50,000 shares of Gabriela Investment in favor of Hill International Holding Corporation, a shell international business company operating under the laws of Belize, another tax haven. Are you people hearing it? Obi cannot say that all these things are lies. The only thing he said in his defense is that somebody advised him to do this. Is that a reason why he is not commit crime? How can he say that somebody advised him to do this? That was the defense of Obi. Obi said somebody, a banker, a renowned banker, advised him to do this. This is a man, and some of them are shouting today and come to distract us in Biafra movement, so that they will be after going to British, and so as dubious as Obi is, as dubious as he have demonstrated here, you can now begin to ask yourself, what did Obi discuss with the British government? What did he discuss with the British people when he went there and came back and dumped PDP and began to go to Labour Party? Have he come to tell you people what he discussed? What did they advise him? Why did they advise him? What advised him? What is the reason why he came out? He came back, dumped PDP, and jumped into Labour Party. Have all of you that were shouting or have been shouting Obi Obi, have you ever conducted or asked him to have what we call town hall meeting? Let him explain in detail what did he discuss with the British. Because he have demonstrated to be a very cunning and very dubious man, to have involved himself in a offshore companies like this means that he's not a genuine human being. So if he can do this, he must have gone into business with the United Kingdom to come and distract Biafra restoration. They only want to be an Igbo man. Only want to be an Igbo man they say, okay, Igbo, Yoruba, and because now it's, they want it to be like a competition between the three major ethnic groups. They say Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. They have contested for 2023 election. It will not happen. And then one of them won it. So after they winning it, even when us, we will know that Peter B is not contesting for president, for any presidency. He's not. A political party that have no single office in the northern Nigeria. And then they come back and he come back and dump PDP. Immediately he began to jump into another political party, and people started talking, oh, be this, oh, be that, If he can be this dubious, I want you to begin to think about his discussion with the British government, because they know that Biafra is gathering momentum. Not even 1,000 of Obi cannot conduct election in Biafra land next year. It will not happen. 1,000 people like Obi from Igbo land will not make election to happen in Biafra land next year. I am telling you, go and mark my word. Now, when our people are being killed, do you know what is happening in Anambra? None of these people are talking. The director of the company, Van Vuren, who also one of the directors of Gabriela Investment. Gabriela Investment is now known as PMGG Investment Limited. in what is a combination of the first letter of the first name of Obi's nuclear family. P for Peter, ex-governor. M for Margaret, the ex-governor's wife. G for Gabriela, the ex-governor's daughter. And G for Gregory, the ex-governor's son. Are you hearing it? Obi think that when he use PMGG, that these people will not bust him, and Obi use his nuclear family, to set up this company. They busted him again. He used all the family name to set up this investment company, PMGG. P for Peter, M for Margaret, which is the wife, G for Gabriela, which is the daughter, and then Gregory, G for the governor's son, which is Gregory. If this not another dubious character of Peter Obi, what else is? That is why he say is family planning. Okay? That because he knows what he did. That is why he say it's a family saving business, is a family investment, because all the names of his family was there. Then Obi continue. Obi has also created a trust known as the Gabriela Settlement, an entity also registered in the BVI. I want you to understand that everything registered here is all correct. No one is fake. Ask yourself, is Obi the only one who knows what is investment? He said, oh, I did not know. Somebody advised me. A banker advised me. Does that violate Nigeria law? The answer is yes. The Gabriela Settlement is the sole shareholder of PMGG Investment. Obi have committed crime against Nigeria state. The same Obi today is bragging, telling you that Nigeria is a criminalized country. Oh, Nigeria is a criminalized country. He said that he should be given an award for saving money in Anambra State. That if it is in the same country, if it is in England, he would even be awarded a Queen Award. He will be given the highest award. But in Nigeria, it is not possible because Nigeria is a criminalized country. Who made Nigeria a criminalized country? Obi is one of them. Obi is one of those who made Nigeria a criminalized country. Because when they are doing all this tumba, they think they are smart. He's creating offshore company, leaving Nigeria to die, and the people are dying in Anambra State. He creating an offshore company. He's investing in another company in another country. And he tells you, as I'm talking to you now, he said that $15 million is now in that account. He said it. He said, if you go to that account, you will see $15 million. So do you know what $50 million will do in Anambra State? The investment you do in Anambra State, $50 million will employ people more in Anambra State. Obi cannot do it. Obi saved the money somewhere. Let us even say $50 million as Obi claimed to love Nigeria. Let us even say, why not Obi inject $15 million into Nigeria economy? Obi cannot do it, but he loves Nigeria. He wants to become president. While his investment is somewhere boosting the economy of those countries. But Nigeria is not a good place to invest. He wants to be the president. I want you people to understand that this scam cannot continue any further. We can't allow these people to use our future to enrich themselves. He wants to be president of Nigeria. He is one Nigeria. One Nigeria is good. He went to the United Kingdom, but his investment, apart from what he is doing, importing containers, 200 containers of condensed milk, this one and this one, he is ripping off. He is not helping anybody. He's not helping anybody. He is making money from it. So $15 million is somewhere in offshore company. He need to invest it in Nigeria. And let me tell you, importing something is not an investment in Nigeria. You are importing to rip Nigerians off. Do you know what is investment? I want you to show me Obi's investment in Nigeria. Show me the investment of Obi. And let me tell you, importation of 500 or 1 million container is not an investment. It's not an investment. No. You know what is investment now? If you import 1 million container into Nigeria, did you invest in Nigeria? The answer is no. It's not an investment. You are only doing what we call turn up. You bring goods, you rip Nigeria off, you turn up, you go again, you bring goods, perishable goods or consumable goods or whatever, all these canned juice and all. You bring it to Nigeria, you rip Nigeria off, you make money from them, you go back. It is not an investment. Investment is, example of investment is, if you come to Nigeria, you build a manufacturing company. You build energy company. You build a company that manufacture, just like Dangote. This is investment. Just like Ibeto, cement. This is investment. Build a company. Tell me the company of Peter Obi in Nigeria. Tell me the company. Tell me the company of the manufacturing company of Peter Obi. I do not know. He may have, but we don't know it, at least. But tell me, Inoson is an investment. Dude, this is you see, he said he's an economics. He said this is that. That is investment. Inoson Motor is investment. Because he is investing in Nigeria. His money is in Nigeria. He is not bringing to sell and do turn up. And this is contributing to the Nigeria economy. Because people will come to Nigeria to buy. The thing will be shipped to abroad and sell, and you buy. Dangote is supplying cement to almost all West African states. It's an investment. Ibeto cement is also in West Africa. Is an investment. People come from other African countries to buy and invest and buy the investment in Nigeria. So you are now contributing to the Nigeria economy. This is investment. Not buying, come, you do all this while you pay tax and then you do turn up, you go back. It's not an investment. So why I'm saying this is that all these people you say, you know, somebody say he is creative, that's what I do. So they will always come to tell you, the one Nigeria is good and that, and he is only looking for more money to himself. He said it here. I don't know what this program to go, to be more than this, because I want people to watch it. And let us read. Obi also incorporated another company called Next International UK Limited on May 16, 1996 in London. Investigation shows that Obi continued to act as director of Next International UK Limited for 14 months after becoming governor of Anambra State, thereby breaking Nigerian laws. Are you hearing it? And then he said, I don't know. I don't know is not an excuse in criminal offense. He said he don't know. So as somebody who lives in UK and a governor, the people who advise you to set up offshore business did not advise you that if you are a governor, you don't need to be a director in any company. Of course, he wanted to look for somebody to trust. In Nigeria, a person is statutorily obligated to withdraw from engaging in or directing a private business upon becoming a public officer, as stipulated in Section 6 of the Code of the Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act. Obi resigned from Next International on May 16, 2008, 14 months after he assumed duties as governor of Anambra State. Are you hearing it? Obi also contravened Section 11 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, which stipulates that public officers are required to declare immediately after taking office, and therefore all their properties, assets, and liabilities as those of his or her unmarried children under the age of 18 years. Investigation have revealed that Obi did not declare the companies he tucked away in offshore secrecy heaven to the Code of Conduct Bureau. So the question is, did Obi disclose this company? The answer is no. The answer is no. Today, he is telling you that Nigeria is a criminalized country, while he is one of the criminals. And asked Obi about his offshore asset and shell company. Obi told Premium Times that, I am sure you too will not like to pay inheritance tax if you can avoid it. Now, ask Obi, did you make this comment? He can't deny it. This is a criminal who turn around and call other people criminals, who turn around and say Nigeria is a criminal country because Nigeria breed criminals, and Obi is one of them. This is a man now that have come out today to be campaigning to truncate our future freedom, the freedom of Biafra people. And some of you will be ignorantly telling us, oh, can you leave Obi? I am not a tribalist. I am not a tribalist. I am here to fight for the freedom of Biafra. And if Obi becomes the obstacle, we'll give him media war. We will attack him until he will talk no longer on social media. And until all the people following him will desert him. Biafra and the freedom of Biafra is all we talked about. So, you will not distract this freedom that will come in 2023. And Biafra people are strongly believing that they will not be part of this election come 2023. And we are hereby calling all Biafrans to be at alert and inform us on time any day you hear there is mega rally in Biafra land, because we are going to ask our people to sit at home and they are going to obey us. On this note, I am going to end this broadcast here. May God bless you. May God bless Biafra. Our next fundraising for the Eastern Security Network is on the 16th of this month of July, 2022, starting from 7 p.m. The flyer will be out if it is not already out. And we want everybody, those who were part of the last fundraising, you inform other people to come and join this fundraising. Very, very important. The 50 men that will fund this movement for the next 5 months is also, I know that people are already showing interest, and we want 50 men and women. If you know that you are one of them that God have touched your heart, you make contact to any of the Umada, Madam Azoka, myself, Ifi, or to any media team. And your information or your details will be confidential. If you do not want anybody to know about you, we promise you that your information will be completely confidential. Also, those of you who are making donations to the website of the ipobinusa.org/donate, when you receive a receipt, you will understand that in the receipt, at the end of this receipt, you have of the email confirmation you receive, you are going to see a link, that will take you to the 1,000 men and women support for the Eastern Security Network. So you go, if you want to join, you click that link. It is Telegram. It's going to take you directly to that particular platform. So you can continue to join these 1,000 men and women to donate $100 every month for the Eastern Security Network. I want you to understand that the protection and the defense of our land comes with price. The price is money. Our men need to eat food. They need to have what it will take to face the enemy. And we are going to provide that for them. So when you see us mapping out this strategy, we are not here to beg our people to carry arms. No, we have people that carry arms for you. We don't need to tell all Christians to carry arms like all this GEO they are doing that to defend yourself. We are not here to do like Autumn. Autumn is telling people carry arms and defend yourself. No, we are 1,000 steps ahead of them. We are not going to fold our hand and see the Nigerian government and state-sponsored terrorism to come and kill our people and cleanse them and go away. Those people that are committing these atrocities in Ogbaro, they will hear from us very soon. That is what we have to promise them. We are not going to run away from our land. You can kill as you want, but one day you are going to pay the price of killing innocent people. Those of you in Ogbaro, those people in Ogbaro that are killing our youth in Ogbaro, you will regret it. You are going to regret killing our people in Anambra in Ogbaro. And let me tell you, you are going to live with shame very soon. We are not going to fold our hand and watch this particular invasion and aggression against our people. It is going to end very soon. So the announcement has been made, and we want to also thank you all for your support so far, your prayers and support as we are approaching our march. Our march is fast coming. You need to be part of this. When we are talking about Biafra, you see that a lot of people, those criminals are no longer part of what we are doing. The time to march has come. So every day you say, we are talking. We are going to talk less now. So it is you that we are waiting for. If you know that you are part of them, you come up and sponsor and fund this particular movement and let us get to our destination. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu conditional release is what we continue to demand. And let me tell you, in a matter of days, things will begin to happen. In a matter of days. You people, we're going to see things will begin to happen. And I want to tell you all, those who want to be part of because we want this message to go to the entire Biafra state. And we need to have the voice of Biafra in all those states. For those who want to sponsor the voice of Biafra in Delta, in Rivers State, in Akwa Ibom State, in Cross River State, if you know you want to sponsor the voice of Biafra, you get to us and we're going to tell you, contact any of the media team and they're going to put you through. Contact me or any of Umada or any of the media team and they will put you through on what to do. It doesn't cost much, but we need this message to go to everybody because the time has come. We don't want our people not to listen to messages, especially instructions, and this radio must be provided to them so they will listen to instruction every day. Thank you very much. May God bless you. May God bless Biafra. May God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless Eastern Security Network. May God bless Sunday Igboho. May God bless all the armed group for Biafra. May God bless those who are protecting our land and our borders. May God bless Umuada and all of you that are supporting this movement one way or the other. May God bless those who will join today. May God bless all of you. From here, from me, is good evening.
Spilling our blood, we'll count our privilege. The one that which embodies the free shall always be a flag of liberty.
Mazinam de Kano amoma gemetu odo ai. Chukwu kike chekwagi kinesi no nodio. Eya. Ndi woboda batago. Everybody give way. We don't want election before you say we jump in. We want referendum. Na mazinam de Kano. Nothing more, nothing less. I know. Kanye Bonkani, I be they want to cage us. After kidnapping, still they want to come the rape us. Onye kanga kosano because we want a savior. Mazi Simon Ibala, Chai Nendo, oh, Abianu Lekelo, since 1967, they are killing us. Mazi Simon Ibala, I be on the autopilot. Comedy, they are acting. Suddenly we are dying. Anye kanonora, kanye kunyanonora. They don't let my people go. Hey. They are called by my name, says the Lord. We are Biafrans, that is who we are. We don't want election in Biafran. Chukwe, Chukwuga no manyo. Chime, Chimige piene manyo. Chukwabia, Chukwanyani Jabamba. Chukwu Biafra, Chimazina Dekano. You're not a man that will lie, you're not a man, no. You're not a God that was made by the hands of man. I am the Kappa. Guess it gonna mama. I am the Kappa for the government. It is time. No more time making. It is time. On the it is time for the kind of freedom. It's time for the redemption. Apachia na churu yichita watale wegine apachia na nyemi chuku abema dogeruo hallelujah I'm manino ya see them as in the garden chuku demo arise and scatter. But I don't mean well, because I don't roll on you. Anya bia kontana. Kesi bona mona. Anya taga for biko fera nyebere. It is time. No more time again. It is time. On the it is time for nothing kind of freedom. It's time for new dimension. Only you that we have to do. If it not be you, the father take over our land. She's it to the onion do. Mazin and the cano. She's it to the home mother. The cano, how many gender? Mega Biafra, the truck on walk on my side. I be the one right. We are saying, you're not the man that will lie. You're the man, no. You're not the God that was made. Akpọkọ m Chukwuka Abịama, akpọkọ m ihe na-emere Igbo ihe. Mmọnwụ a na-abịa the spirit of the rising sun. Anyị na-akpọkọ Chukwuka ka ị gwa anyị ihe bụ eziokwu. N'isi Simon Ekpa ka anyị na-ajụ Simon Ekpa. Ọ na-agwa anyị ụmụ Biafra eziokwu. Ọ na-agwa anyị eziokwu afọ a emepe aka. Ọ bụ na ọ da-agwara anyị eziokwu. Gobe afọ a mechie ị nọdụ ka isi wee nọdụ eziokwu ka m chọrọ. Ya bụ na ọ na-agwa anyị eziokwu. Ngwa mechie n'aka ka anyị jụọ nke ọzọ ka anyị jụọ ọzọ. Akpọkwa m Chukwu nwa ala Igbo niile. Akpọkwa m ihe na-eme n'ala Igbo niile ife. Akpọ m anyanwụ na agbara, akpọ m ndị mmiri, akpọ m ndị agwa, akpọ m ndị ichie, akpọ m mmọnwụ ana Biafra, akpọ m aja ana Igbo, alụsị nọ n'ala Igbo, arọbụ na-agụnụ n'ala Igbo. Eziokwu ka anyị chọrọ. Ndị DOS ka anyị na-ajụ ese n'isi fa. Anyị ga-esobe fa. Ọ bụrụ na anyị sobe fa na ha na-agwa anyị eziokwu maka nweta Biafra, na ha na-agwa anyị eziokwu n'isi Nnamdi Kanu, anyị sị ka afọ a mepee. Anyị sị ka afọ a mepee. Akwụkwọ m ụlọ ọzọ, aja na Enugu, aja na Anambra, aja na Imo, aja na Abia, aja na Abia, mmọnwụ ala Igbo niile. Anyị sị ndị DOS a na-agwa anyị eziokwu. A na-agwa anyị eziokwu maka nweta Biafra. Afọ a mepee anyị eziokwu ka afọ a nọdụ gosi n'ọdụ. Akpụkpọ m ọzọ eju elu jụọ niile, jụọ niile, jụọ ndị nna nna anyị gboo ndị gbara afa gboo, wee jụọ ndị Biafra gboo, ndị na-afụ ihe afụ na nzuzo, ndị eziokwu dị n'ọnụ. Asị m, ọ bụrụ na DOS ada okwu afọ a mepe, mana ọ bụrụ na ha na-agwa anyị eziokwu ka afọ a nọdụ ka o si wee nọdụ eziokwu. Akpọkọ m Chukwuka Abịama, akpọkọ m ihe na-emere Igbo ihe. Mmọnwụ ana Biafra, the spirit of the rising sun. Anyị kwụ Chukwuka ka ị gwa anyị ihe bụ eziokwu. N'isi Simon Ekpa ka anyị na-ajụ Simon Ekpa. Ọ na-agwa anyị ụmụ Biafra eziokwu. Ọ na-agwa anyị eziokwu afọ a emepe aka. Ọ bụ na ọ da-agwara anyị eziokwu gobe afọ a mechie ka isi wee nọdụ eziokwu ka m chọrọ. Ya bụ na ọ na-agwa anyị eziokwu. Ngwa mechie n'aka ka anyị jụọ nke ọzọ ka anyị jụọ ọzọ. Akpọkwa m Chukwu nwa ala Igbo niile. Akpọkwa m ihe na-eme n'ala Igbo niile ife. Akpọ m anyanwụ na agbara, akpọ m ndị mmiri, akpọ m ndị agwa, akpọ m ndị ichie, akpọ m mmọnwụ ana Biafra, akpọ m aja ana Igbo, alụsị nọ n'ala Igbo, arọbụ na-agụnụ n'ala Igbo. Eziokwu ka anyị chọrọ. Ndị DOS ka anyị na-ajụ ese n'isi fa. Anyị ga-esobe fa. Ọ bụrụ na anyị sobe fa na ha na-agwa anyị eziokwu maka nweta Biafra, na ha na-agwa anyị eziokwu n'isi Nnamdi Kanu, anyị sị ka afọ a mepee. Anyị sị ka afọ a mepee. Akpụkpọ m ụlọ ọzọ, aja na Enugu, aja na Anambra, aja na Imo, aja na Abia, aja na Abia, mmọnwụ ala Igbo niile. Ndị DOS a na-agwa anyị eziokwu. A na-agwa anyị eziokwu maka nweta Biafra. Afọ a mepee.
ọ bụrụ na ha na-agwa anyị eziokwu ka afọ anọdụ si nọdụ. Akpụkpọ m n'ọzọ wee jụọ elu jụọ ana jụọ osimiri niile jụọ akwụkwọ na ọgwụ niile jụọ ndị nna 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 anyị gboo, ndị dibịa gboo, ndị gbara afa gboo, wee jụọ ndị nọ n'ọgụ Biafra gboo, ndị na-afụdịghị afụ na nzuzo, ndị eziokwu dị n'ọnụ. Asị m, ọ bụrụ na DOS a ga-agwa anyị eziokwu afọ a mepe, mana ọ bụrụ na ha na-agwa anyị eziokwu ka afọ a nọdụ ka o si wee nọdụ, eziokwu ka anyị chọrọ. Gwanụ m nke